I'm coming to you this weekend from Seattle. In fact, it's the day after the seminar last night. A great seminar. I come to Seattle several times a year. Last night there was a young woman who just found out a couple of weeks ago that her family was steeped in Freemasonry. And she had two younger sisters in their 30s who had died in an untimely death. And she was concerned about the death curse of Freemasonry, which she had read about in our books. And she came, didn't tell me any of this, but I spotted her in the audience and knew that she was manifesting demons, and we ministered to her and she was set free. And I'm looking forward to our next city and our next city for similar results and God doing great things. But my heart is heavy, as I know yours is, with what happened this last week with the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. I'm going to be very near to there in a couple of weeks when we have our seminar in Fort Lauderdale, which is just about 30 miles away from there. And I've listened to the preachers and the pundits, and everybody have their say about what happened and what we should do about it, but I think most people have missed the mark. It's not about guarding our schools more carefully, though that's a good idea. It's not about detecting people who have mental health issues, though that's a great idea. It's about taking a look at the moral condition of America that has been spawned over the last several decades. It was just 2012 that we had that terrible shooting at Sandy Hook. The first graders and some teachers, 20 in all, were killed. But since then, in those few short years, there have been 239 mass shootings and 138 people have been killed. And it's just getting worse. Think back when you were in high school. I know when I was in high school, there were no metal detectors, no guards at the door. Things were a lot different. And what's different isn't that men are more evil today. The evil in the human heart hasn't changed in human history from the time of Jesus. What has changed is the moral climate. Think about it. I know when I was in high school, there was no abortion on demand. There were no wardrobe malfunctions at Super Bowl games. I listened to LeBron James, King James, the basketball star, this last week, and a widely distributed video using four-letter words, effing the President of the United States, and ranting about what he thought the problems were in America. And I thought, here's a guy who didn't even graduate from high school and could barely put together a grammatically sensible sentence, and suddenly he's talking about what's wrong with the president and the country and the politicians. And I'm thinking, give me a break, come on. We need sounder voices than that telling us what's happening. Let me tell you what's happening, LeBron and all the rest of you. What's changed from the time many of us were in school is that there were no Fast and Furious and Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction movies. There were no Grand Theft Auto or no Mortal Kombat video games and no legal weed. That's what's changed. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, we stood for the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem, and we put our hands over our hearts and we had prayer. I remember when I graduated at baccalaureate, we had a pastor deliver a sermon to it. You couldn't have that happen today. There would be massive lawsuits. People would go to jail. When I was in school, you broke school discipline, you had your butt paddled. It even happened to me. I got into a fight on the schoolyard with a guy, and I was taken to the principal's office, and there was the paddle, and I got it, and it hurt, and it didn't happen again. The problem today is the rebellion, the disrespect for authority. And I'm sick of these smooth-talking, well-marketed preachers who wouldn't know a demon if it spit on them. They're not going to help the situation. What we need are stricter laws against criminals, faster sentencing, and what we need is to return America to a place of safety. Safety where the Word of God is respected and ministers speak the truth. We need more hellfire preachers and more exorcists. That would go a long way to solving the problem of what happened at Parkland, Florida. I pray that it doesn't happen again. But I fear that if we don't make significant changes in this country, where it really matters, it will. God help us. Let's get out there, folks. All those of you who are alumni of our International School of Exorcism, let's get busy. Let's cast out more demons. Let's set more people free. And who knows, it may be the next shooter that we stop with the help of Jesus Christ.